let's talk about proposals.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'd like to first find out from you, what are some things that you are seeing from proposals that are like, oh, red flag? What are some common red flags that you are coaching organizations on with their sponsorship proposals?
I would say the biggest red flag and the most common thing I see is the proposal is just all about the association.
Ah,
You
ding,
know,
ding,
just
ding, ding,
here's
ding.
us. Here's everything we are. We've been around since this, me, 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 me,
Right,
me, me, right?
right, right.
And I think that, you talked about how much things have changed.
Yeah,
There was a time when that was how people sold,
yeah,
here's me, all our stuff, let's talk.
yeah,
And I don't think it worked then, right? People are going to buy things, but that doesn't mean
yeah,
it worked well. And I think more human tendencies and playing off of a psychology of how people operate
yeah,
is
yeah,
it's got to be all about them. It has
yeah,
got to be all about them. And so to me,
yeah.
that's the biggest thing is it's got to be all about them. The other thing that I would put in that's a big red flag is just the lobbing of a proposal.
Mm,
We had a conversation, I'll send you a proposal. It gets this kind of
yes. Yeah,
throwaway thing that
yeah.
then usually starts off the whole just checking in email and
Oh, my
voicemail
favorite.
series, right? Like, so
Oh,
those are the two things I see. How about
yeah. Yeah. So, most of the time they're way too long,
you?
way too long.
Yeah.
Think about our attention spans now as a society. We want, 15-second sound bites.
Mhm.
We want, communication using bullet points. We don't have the time to read.
Right.
Bridging to what you said, saying way too much about yourself as opposed to making that connection like we talked about earlier. What is the connection between your association and this sponsor? That needs to be highlighted fairly quickly up front,
Yep.
succinctly. But I am seeing proposals that are like 10, 12 pages. They put like a lot of graphics in it, and it's just way too much.
Yeah.
People, it's just way too much to absorb.
Yes.
So I,
And it
I like
doesn't
to
probably tell a story either. Like it's just like it's
exactly,
all in there. Like take all this and
exactly.
just, feel the
Yeah,
weight of my
yeah.
information.
Absolutely. I gotta say, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I see on top of what you've already covered.
Mhm.
My only other best practice I like to instill with folks is when you do get to the proposal stage, that should be another meeting. It shouldn't just be you sending the proposal. You
Absolutely.
want the narrative to walk through, because when you send that and you're not there to go through it, you've lost the narrative.
Yes.
They're going to take whatever they read, and gosh, you hope you wrote it well, right?
Right.
That you're
And
going
you
to get
and you're getting no feedback. You have zero,
exactly.
it's like just
That's
off in the
right.
ether. And you're like, how did that go? Did that
Yes.
with,
Yes.
completely
So
agree.
every proposal that, I work on clients with, or even for my own business, I
Mhm.
always do my darndest to set up, even look, just can we take 10 minutes? Doesn't have to be a half hour.
Yep.
It could even maybe even be 7 minutes,
Yep.
just to get that nonverbal and verbal feedback to gauge, if you need to retool or do something else.
I-
And I think too, you never know who else is going to look at that proposal once you've reviewed it with someone. So you'll usually get that information from a good, one-on-one session reviewing your proposal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
1,000% agree.
Yeah.
I always tell people if there is one thing that you can change that will make a huge difference in your ability to close
Yeah.
and move sales to close faster than they would otherwise, it is at the end of that first conversation where it feels like if whenever the next stage is the proposal.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
on the first call, may not always be.
Yeah.
Then I do this for myself too. Let's schedule a time. I want to walk you. I'm going to put a draft proposal together and I want to take 15, 20 minutes, maybe less,
Yeah.
and just walk you through it. Make sure I
Yeah.
haven't missed anything
Yeah.
in our conversations before I finalize it and send you the one that you can share with your team.
Yeah.
I have never had someone not agree to do that that wasn't in a buying mode. If
Yeah.
they
Good
don't want
point.
to do that, if they say, well,
Yeah.
can you just send it to me? I'm really
Yeah.
busy. Then that to me is a huge indicator that this is not
Excellent
as much of
point.
a priority. And I would say, you know what? I really don't want to skip this step. I can't tell you
Yeah.
how many times I get on those calls and something is different
Yeah.
between what I heard and what is going on internally. And we need to
Yeah.
clarify it. So it's going to save
Yeah.
us both, a whole lot of time if we can just take a few minutes to go through that.
Yeah.
It goes over
Yeah.
so well. I mean, I don't even know that I've had to explain it that much to somebody, honestly. Usually they're just like,
Right.
yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. When
Right.
when should we, get together? I think it's super important. And I'd actually almost rather see people pull up a spreadsheet and walk through a spreadsheet together
Absolutely.
than lob some beautiful, highly, crafted thing that's way too long and not going to get read and just wait to see what happens. You will have more results with that spreadsheet than you would with that proposal, that you're lobbing at them.
And how about asking your potential sponsor, how do you like to receive information or proposal?
Yes.
You don't hear that very often, right? Do
I
you
think it's,
prefer a Word doc or do you want some slides?
yeah,
Can I just put something in an Excel sheet for you and walk you through it? How do you prefer to see information like this?
right.
I'm telling you, most of your competitors are not asking that
Oh,
question.
not at all. They're just doing the throw together the templated thing and lobbing it. That's
Yeah,
that's how it typically
yeah.
works. So anything you can do that interrupts the pattern of what they see others doing is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.